IPMNation.com.
Counterpunch Media Live in 3, 2, 1.
Live from the Counterpunch Studios in Columbus, Ohio, you're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy on IPMNation.com. If you're not going to Mortal Up, why not just stay in bed?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is not a drill.
Warning, All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
I have to tell you, that's even a better way of doing it. It's even idiot-proof, which just means, for me, it's absolutely perfect. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I thought, it doesn't figure the last show. Well, maybe not the last show, but, like the season finale. Let's call it that. And I finally figure out how to do this. It's fantastic. Welcome, and thank you for stopping by and hanging out for now the 456th episode, and as you now know, the season finale of the number one rated All Natural Being, and the gong heard around the world. Your snooze alarm's sworn enemy, regardless of the time of day you hear this. We hope radio that sparks your smart broadcasts that build your strong and unleash your legendary, because take it from me, if you're still vertical, haven't taken a dirt nap yet, there's plenty of time for your legend to be let loose. And to that end, we're serving up the best thoughts in the history of thinking. You don't think so? Then just give me a call, debate me. I'm all over it. So what do you say? Here's your opportunity to mortal up, to crush your cant and your critics. Smack them around on the way up. It's time. So what do you say? Let's go kick in some doors. And as I said, episode 456, the season finale. Tomorrow I head into the Columbus Cranium Shack and Drug Hut. You may know it as the Columbus Cranium Shack and Needle Emporium, but I head in bright and early tomorrow morning. So here's, you know what? I'm going to miss this amnesia. We're doing a very special 1-hour episode this morning. Got a bunch of different people calling in, so I'm excited about that. But hopefully some news that you can use, right? Some things. No, I don't want a new version of JavaScript. Yes. Would you like me to remind me later? Yes. Do you mind? Terribly? I tell you, I think these computers follow you everywhere. I really do. I got a note the other day that says, "Oh, by the way, you're just 3 minutes away from, where I stop to get my filtered water every day." So it's to say, you're just 3 minutes away. I go, I'm not even going there yet, but it just wanted me to know in case I was leaning that way. I got 3 minutes left to go. All right, let me hop right into the thread this morning. There's so many lowlifes making headlines. We're not even going to mess with that, I don't think. Maybe we'll mess with it towards the end of the day. We've got some special, bottom of the hour, 7:30. I like saying that now that we're kicking around the idea of going back to an hour. Bottom of the hour, we've got some special guests calling in a segment that we're going to be telling you about. But let me hop right in here to the thread. Sarah, good morning. Alice, good morning. Please tell John a belated happy birthday. I wanted to try to get him, and I think I did. I think I did. But if not, please tell him we said belated happy birthday. Henry, good morning. Jennifer and Janice, good morning to all. Hope all is going well with you. Lee, good morning. Nice to see you, sir. Thank you so very much for joining us here at All Natural Being. All right, so let me give you there's a plan A, right? There's a plan A and there's a plan B. So why don't we go with plan A first, give you a little bit of idea, some behind the scenes of what's going to be going on here. Plan A, and then, batten down the hatches, plan B. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some pre-recorded, good morning to you as well, Sarah. We're going to do some pre-recorded shows today, some really top-notch interviews as well. Here's my thought, and we're going to tease a segment at the bottom of the hour, but my good friend Molly and my good friend Jennifer are going to be like kind of keeping you up to date, right? Keeping you up to date on what's going on. So tomorrow morning we'll have episode 457. And that episode, I'm recording it today, right? This will all be pre-recorded. But it's as if you're with me when I head on over to the Columbus Cranium Shack and Needle Emporium. So we're going to just like kind of do them. So it's almost like as I record today, I'm like, okay, they're getting ready to juice me. I'm being rolled in the gurney down the aisle, that kind of thing. So that'll be episode 457. And then episodes 458, 459, and 60 will get us through the end of the week. And that will kind of be, and I'm thinking, okay, so this is the day after the big day. And this is the day after that. Good morning, William. Nice to see you as well. Thank you so very much for stopping by. Good morning, sis. Nice to see you. So episode 457 we'll record some point today, as we will also some of the other episodes, and I'm just recording them, plan A, I'm just recording them in line, right, with what I think will actually be going down over the next few days. Now, there's plan B. Plan B is that the divine stamps my passport and I'm out of here. I'm on to the next gig, which makes the front end of today a good bit more. I'll be making my calls. I'm sending some letters, and I have this little file, which I have to tell you, and this I think is the news you can use. I have to tell you, it's a great exercise in letting you know what's most important to your life. And so what I've been doing for my over the weekend is I've made a list of people that I'd like to call, just let them know I'm thinking about them. And then I've also made a folder. Now this folder will contain letters, right? And there's like a password to it and everything else, but it contains letters that if something goes south, right, like they say, 3 out of 4 surgeries go smoothly, 25% of the surgeries don't go so smoothly when they operate on the human brain. But, and I'm absolutely, let me just say, absolutely confident that I'll get through tomorrow, right? This time tomorrow, I'll be under the Dremel, but, I'll pull through this, right? Because there's nothing to indicate that it won't be like my first 4 trips to the well. Right? But let me offer this to you. It's just a phenomenal exercise in kind of honing your heart with your head. So I have a big manila envelope. Technically, it's a folder, but I'm not letting anyone know, I'm not letting anyone know where it is. But there's a folder, and there's letters that I've written to people that I wanted them to know that should this turn out, should, right? Small chance, small. Should this turn out to be my final episode, wink, wink, nod, right? Should this turn out to be my final run at this gig called life, that these letters, it's kind of like Mission Impossible, dun, 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 right? So if something goes south, and after the cooling off period, right, as we've talked about, the pulling of the plug, the cooling off period, if something goes south, then these letters will be sent out, right, to the people that I've written them to. But it's not about the letters. It's not about who I'm sending letters to, who I'm calling, who I'm not calling, right? It's not about all that. What I'm simply saying is that, we were driving around yesterday, and at some point here I get maybe it's the state of Ohio, maybe it's statewide, not necessarily just in the Columbus area, but there's a huge sign up on the highway. It says traffic deaths. And what are we, like April something? It was January, February, March, so that's 4 months, right? So it's like a quarter. 4, 8, that'd be a third. Yeah, Cracker Jack IQ right here, right? So that would be a third of the year. In just a third of the year, 277 people were in cars on, let's say, Ohio highways. Were in cars, 277 people. And they thought, oh, well, yeah, I'll just head on over and get off this exit right up here, and then I'll get myself a pop, and I'll do this, and I'll go over to Grandma's house we go. 277 people got on the highway, thought they were going to make it to their destination, and pop smoke, Divine calls them out. They're on to their next gig. So this has been an exercise for me that's just great, and it'd be great for you too. Like, if today were your final day, what would you do? And I have to tell you, I'm so excited about it. I got up a half hour early, right, than I normally do. If today were your final day, who would you call? What would you do? Who would you hang with? What letters would you write to folks to go, oh yeah, I just want you to know what I was thinking about, and this and that. What would you do? Now, if let's say you put them in a folder on your laptop, and no one's ever going to see them unless you're 10-7, law enforcement analogy for out of service, right? No one's ever going to see them unless you pop smoke and you're on to the next gig, right? But these are just letters that you get a chance to tell people, because I have to tell you, here's how I look at it. And please, let me do this. If I'm wrong, please let me know. You can either comment me here in the thread, or you can give me a holler. We'll put the number up right now. 833-646-3877 if I do the math. If not, if you want to do a little bit of the cryptic stuff, it's toll-free 833-MIND-UPS 833. Wow. Look, geez, I barely even got the number out. Good morning. Thank you for calling All Natural Being. Who is this?
This is Derek Noel from Derek Noel Fitness, because it's Monday.
Yeah, well, all right, Derek, nice to see you. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, Brian?
A little of this, a little of that. But here, you know what I think we could absolutely use is a little bit of what's some work that you can do to help bolster your immune system, right? To get the endorphins flowing, let's say, to get the testosterone back up, right? So if you're working to want to build your body up, what are some of the things that you could do? All right, because I think that would be the most pressing for me here in the hours and days ahead. Any input on that?
I think you're absolutely correct. And
cool.
The best thing for you is, well, you sound surprised.
Yeah, no.
The absolute best thing is going to be strength training.
Dude, I'm going to be in a hospital bed with tubes running out of me all over. So, but you know what? To your point, strength training. Can I just tell you? I have my silver ring. It's about 12 inches, maybe a little more. Silver ring that I use in martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll allow me to, at least as I'm lying there, keep upper body strength training, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll be able to practice, my hand moves, that kind of thing. At least keep a little bit of the upper body going. So to your point, strength training, go ahead.
Strength training is one of the best things to do for, especially for men, to increase their testosterone levels, among other things.
Right.
So, for example, one of the best exercises for your body to release IGF, or the growth factor, which is actually one of the things that people take as steroids now is IGH.
IGH, okay.
In concentrated doses, but your body naturally produces it as well. And it does that when you have a bigger compound movement like a deadlift or a squat.
Yeah, that's not happening.
So, yeah, I know that's not happening for a while. But
there's I just realized last night, Derek, sorry to interrupt, but I just realized last night, and I was like, oh man, I was in such a great mood up to that. By this time tomorrow morning, I get a catheter. And yeah, right. That's always fun. And let me just say, when it comes, this is like imagine going to a birthday party and they have one of those magicians that make clowns, right? Out of balloons, right? They have a magician and he goes, oh, yeah, squeaky, 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 squeaky. Oh, look at this. It's a little cute monkey. Squeaky, 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 squeaky. Oh, it's an Easter bunny. Squeaky, 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 squeaky. Oh, it's all these other things, right? Well, guess what? These catheters, especially when it comes to yanking them out of you at the end of the day, they're like the tallest giraffe with the biggest head you've ever seen. So I'm like, yeah, I got that going for me, which is nice. I'm sorry, go ahead. So weightlifting to IGF, IGH, IG, right? All those different things. But if I'm lying in bed and I got this cool catheter, can I do anything upper body, right, that will help release those same things?
It's going to depend on what your doctor, surgeon says.
Right.
Because
and nurses.
Yeah, and the nurses.
And the nurses,
who are taking care of you.
Right.
If they're not playing cards. But
did you see that? Let me just take a moment to say that if you're, right, one of the talk about getting your testosterone up, boy, some of these nurses, I got to tell you, but if you're hearing this, I don't know why you would be. If you're my nurse, you're busy being a nurse somewhere else. You don't have time for radio, right? Time for this. But if you're one of my nurses, I'm a huge fan. Anyone that says that all you do is play cards, that should be the new low life making headlines for the day. I have nothing but admiration and just I have nothing but great things to say about nurses. Apparently, NICU nurses, right? The neuronal intensive care unit over at the Columbus Cranium Shack. Nothing. You get A+ ratings from me across the board, right? There you go. So that's that. I'm sorry, Derek. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I just had to throw that joke in.
No, that's a great joke, right?
It's ridiculous.
Well, that's the thing, that I was saying the other day. It's like, well, what did you expect? She's a politician. She's a politician. What did you expect was going to happen? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, all nurses do is play cards. All right. And I put him in the folder with Hank Johnson, the politician from the South who thought Guam would tip over if we put too many Marines on it, I guess. So that's what you get, right?
It's going to fall over.
Yeah, it's going to tip over. That's the caliber of people we elect. I'm just saying. All right, I'm sorry.
But, common sense is not so common. But anyways, back on topic.
I don't know why we would.
So if you were laying in bed, having something like even some light dumbbells or something like that, and I'm saying like 5-pound dumbbells just to get something to get the blood flowing through everything.
Right.
You just want a little bit of blood flow going. Obviously, if you're laying in a hospital bed, there are more important things like, I don't know, recovery. But doing those small things just to help get the blood flowing will help keep those levels up.
Right.
Not eating like crap is going to help keep those levels up.
I know, and that's the thing, right? They say hospital food, and then they go, oh, would you like an ice cream sundae? Would you like a double cheeseburger? Which like those other things. So in order to not bolster, because I don't believe in a bolstered, but just like giving my immune system some time off, right? Some time on, some time off, time on, time off. I'm just going to really watch. I'm going to try to clean up my diet. I'm going to try to, just give my body so it's like all hands on deck, full immune systems on deck. Good morning, Joseph. Nice to see you. Thank you for watching. And good luck this week. My nephew, Joseph Brawdy's got a big week coming up. Good luck, sir. Enjoy this week, and then get ready for the weekend. Reminds me of that song, Everybody's working for the weekend. Well, good luck, brother. All right, so I'm going to try to clean up my diet. Does that help my immune system?
It does.
Good.
If you don't provide your body with the proper nutrients,
right,
which is an entire other in-depth conversation,
right.
Wonder where you could hear a conversation like that.
Well, let's have one tomorrow. Let's hope I make it out of this horizontal pop, right?
But what you put in absolutely influences your immune system. If you are eating like garbage,
right,
for example,
right,
then you are going to be a lot more likely to get sick. Your immune system is going to be dropping. So making sure because food is fuel. Yes, food can be delicious. I'm also a former executive chef. I get it. I love food as well, as much as the next person, if not more. But in the end, food is fuel. It can be tasty, but you also have to pay attention to what you're putting in because your body utilizes it for energy or it stores it as fat. And when you're getting that fat storage going, it messes with everything else too. So
sure.
Trying to keep yourself at a healthy level will definitely help out a lot.
And that's going to be my goal because, sometimes you're just lying around in bed. And I have to be honest with you, you may not know this, but some people do, that I'm going to do what I can. Friday night is the 2-hour, I believe it's the season finale, but the 2-hour show of The Blacklist. So I'm going to be a really good patient. obviously Tuesday afternoon, and then all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, all the day Friday, so that no complaints, no nothing, so that when I ask for the remote control to watch the 2-hour season finale of The Blacklist, they'll feel, oh, well, he's been a great guy all week. He's had nothing but nice things to say about the nurses, so maybe they'll give me the remote control. That's my plan. That's my strategy for all this. So I'm just working for Friday night, 8 o'clock Eastern.
And we will see how that turns out.
Well, yeah, from your lips to God's ears, won't we? All right, Derek, thank you so very much. There's a voice cracking. Thank you so very much. I super appreciate it. Your Uncle Henry says hello. I don't know if you're looking at the feed, but thank you. And so talk to me. Oh, no, last night was Sunday. It was Easter. So what do you got coming up for next Sunday on Derek Noel Fitness? And also let me know, how can everyone get a hold of you? How can they interact? What's going on?
Next Sunday, we are talking about how to find the right coach. Because a lot of people just go and they settle for a coach. They don't really know what to look for. So I'm going to lay it out for everybody, what to look for in a coach.
That'd be cool. Very cool.
And
how can people get, if they want you to be their coach, how do people get a hold of you?
People can shoot me messages on Facebook, facebook.com/TheDerekNoel. They can find me on Instagram @TheDerekNoel. Or you can go to DerekNoelFitness.com and you can get a hold of me there.
Okay.
Or if you just want to give it a listen, if you don't have time to watch the video, watch the feed, on every Tuesday you can find the audio for the episode from Sunday, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Very cool. Well, congratulations again. Like I said, you skyrocketed into the top 10 here at IPMNation.com. So continued success. And it'll be a while before you and I catch up, at least on the air, before we catch up live. So all the best, and can just continue to crush it the way you have been.
Thank you very much, Brian. Good luck.
All right. Thanks so much, brother. See you soon. All right. Derek Noel from Derek Noel Fitness. Let me see. Henry says, looking forward to your return, brother, and please promise to not give those folks at the Columbus Cranium Shack too much of a bad time. I don't, right? Because these are, and it's very selfish of me, but you know why? When they bring in fresh blankets, I like the blankets that they put in the microwave. Now, they just don't give anyone blankets from the microwave, but I'll tell you, they're kind of like weighted, and they put them in the microwave, and they bring them in piping hot, and I love that. So I have nothing bad to say about the nurses. I have nothing bad to say about any of the folks that they bring me water. Although I have my own, I get all my jugs of water. I filtered it all thanks to ProPure. I filtered all that water. I'll be taking the jugs with me. But the microwavable sheets and the blankets and everything else, and they're always checking on me. And last time I was in, a nurse came in and said, "Hey, didn't I see you on National Geographic?" And I go, "Yeah, I try to get away from that, but yes, I was on National Geographic." She goes, "I recognize the voice." So they're always very, very nice to me. No reason at all, brother, to give them a hard time. And he says, yes, the remote is still going to cost you. It figures, right? It's the season finale, 2 hours. He might find out who blew him in. Oh, man, you can't beat that. All right, so I was about to say, if you want to give us a call, 833-646-3877, 833-MINDUPS, MINDUPS, just like sit-ups, push-ups, pull-ups, you get it. Henry says, if you give them a bad time, you'll be the one in the microwave. Probably so. Which reminds me, speaking about hospital machinery, the very first time that I went in, I came to, right? You're lying in a bed, and you're really not sure where you are, because the last thing you remember, they said, "Oh, count back to 10," and you make it to like 6, and that's all. You don't even remember that barely. So I come to, and I'm looking through my feet, right? I'm looking, I can see my toes on the sheets and everything else, and I'm looking right through there. And at the end, like at the end of my room, across the hallway, but directly across from the opening in the curtains, there's one of those paddle machines, right? One of those revive machines. Like if you go under, hit them, right? If you ever remember watching like Grey's Anatomy or something else, they rub those paddles together, they put them on your chest, and they want to stop it. Well, that's what was the first thing I remember seeing when I come to is that the CPR card or whatever it's called, right? Whatever it takes to revive someone. And I go, yeah, man, that's not a great commercial for you all. The first thing I see coming out of recovery is a machine that you've parked me near the machine that could be used to revive me if I tap out. What's that all about? All right, let's go ahead and take another call. Let me see, which button am I supposed to hit here? Oh, this one. Good morning. Thank you for calling All Natural Being. Who is this?
Hey, just didn't want you to go away without saying we love you, man.
Thank you, brother, very much. Well, I'll be calling you later today. Are you around today? What do you got going on?
No, actually, I've lost a little bit of weight. I'm not that round, but
You never have.
Yeah, I'm around pretty much all day.
Okay, good. I'll give you a holler. We'll catch up. But yeah, did you know that you don't have to get blanket? They can just give you cold blankets right out of the closet. They don't have to microwave them for you. So I got nothing.
No, it's a nice little service that they do.
Yeah, and when I went last time, Henry, you should know, at the Columbus Cranium Shack and Drug Hut, there's like the regular portion of the hospital, right? It's like a red roof. No, I shouldn't slam red roof ends, but it's just like that. But then at this place, apparently there's so many people with brain tumors. You wouldn't think, but there's so many people that they have the Taj Mahal. They have like right, just really great. The rooms are all done in mahogany, and there's nice curtains and everything else. So I said to them, I go, look, do I get in the good tower? Right? Do I get in the 5-star, the platinum tower? And they go, oh yeah, for you. You get the platinum tower. So I'm thrilled. Because last time, you know what they did?
No.
They stuck me in the Red Roof Inn version.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice, but it wasn't nice. You know what I'm saying? But this time it's like, it's like staying at the Hilton. So
wow.
So right.
And I'd be down in the boiler room if they still have boiler rooms in hospitals. That's probably where I'd be down there painting the pipes.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. You and me both. And let's hope, I told you that one time I thought they were taking me to the basement to kill me. That was before they realized I was allergic to morphine. So I think boiler rooms, kitchens, they just avoid that because they go, who knows what this boy's going to conjure up in his mind when he's on, he's on some type of anesthesia. Forget about that. Hey, but while I have you on the phone, because everyone says to me, how's Henry, how's his writing, how's his adventures, how's he doing, how's the book come along? So hit us up real quick. How's everything going?
Everything's moving along. Everything's going fine.
Okay, cool.
You don't realize how much time it takes when you start writing. It's just amazing. You sit down and give yourself a goal. My goal is 2,500, 3,000 words or so every day. Ooh. And then you get back into it the next day and you eliminate about 2,000 of those 3,000 words, and then you go.
Right. But what's interesting is you needed that.
3 steps forward and 2 steps back.
Right. But you needed the 2 steps back every day to make sure you're not writing a comic book, right?
Well, I'm not?
Yeah. Oh.
I thought it was.
Sorry. Oh, well, so much for the breaking news when you come back on air. Yeah, Henry's version of The Walking Dead at 2. Well, that's good.
I have a picture of you on a stick.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's hope. Let's hope. I'd feel. You know what I'd feel really bad about is if I don't make it off the table, and I went ahead and fought City Hall and got the right to walk around with my sign on a stick. Now that so I got to come back to be able to taunt them still. So that'll be good, I guess.
Oh, heck yeah! Are you kidding? Man, they're not ready for you. And believe me, you got too much disruption to do here.
Yeah, I got too much disruption. That's still my goal. All right, brother. Well, it's great to hear your voice as always. Good luck with the writing today. I'll give you a holler a little bit later to say
Sounds
farewell, and we'll catch up then.
You got it,
Sounds
man.
good.
Good morning, everybody, and thanks, Bree.
All right,
talk to you later.
Talk to you soon. Bye now. All right, so we're coming up on the bottom of the hour. Let's do this real quick.
Now that you're up and the day is coming, we're dedicated to deciphering the writing on your wall.
If you're looking for thought-provoking attitude,
you've come to the right place.
Here's Brian.
Here's Brian. There's a drum roll. Good morning, Paige. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to be about 30 minutes late. Good morning, fine sir. I'm going to be about 30 minutes late in our conversation this morning because we're doing an hour-long episode. Hold on one second. Executive producer number 3. There you go. Oh, yeah, I'm kidding to you. Don't worry. Can you say hi to everybody?
Hello.
Hello. Say, have a great day.
Have a great day.
Okay.
Happy Easter.
Belated happy Easter also. Very nice. Okay. Oh, you want to come in? Okay. You're going to come in? Let's see how this pink shows up. There you go. Can you look right there? Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Oh, happy belated Easter as well. Okay. Okay, very good. Here's another one.
Hi.
Hi. What do you have to say?
Happy Easter.
Belated happy Easter and
Good morning.
good morning. How did it work out yesterday with the Easter Bunny? Did you get what you wanted? All right, very cool. Okay, give a quick wave. Give a quick wave. Okay, bye. Thank you guys very much. And then producing, good morning to you as well, Paige. Producing from our studios in, our satellite studios in the outskirts of, outskirts of Chicago is Paige. So Paige, thank you very much for joining in. I love you too. All right, so this morning here at the bottom of the hour, we've got a couple calls that we're going to talk about to tell you about the new segment. Where is the new segment? Oh, I never did get a call. Oh, I should say this now that, of course, right, we've worked it out that it's our very last, not very last, but the season finale, let's just say, going on hiatus, taking a sabbatical. We finally worked it out, but I guess Wayne has decided I can handle this on my own. Now, do you know that if you go to BrianBrody.com, like let's say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to listen on the radio side, I want to see the video side. Now, thanks to Wayne Noel, and all the technical expertise of the good people at YouTube, the technical people at YouTube, you can catch this show at BrianBrody.com, a.k.a. allnaturalbeing.com, a.k.a. what is it? Oh, mortalup.com. So now you're able to go right there, and you don't have to go over to YouTube if you don't want to. You can come right in over on our site. And again, there's a lot of meanderings and everything else. Janice says, good morning, Blyden. Good morning, Paige. Good morning, Brooks. Good morning, Berlin. I love you guys. Thank you, sis, very much. So, I almost should email a picture so when Paige comes on and produces from our satellite office in Naperville, Illinois, I can put her picture up as well. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick call here. We're at the bottom of the hour in the extended 1-hour version of All Natural Being, at least for this morning. Good morning, caller. Who's this?
This is Molly Marie. Good morning, Brian.
Molly Marie, how are you?
Well, I just dropped our buddy Janet off at Rickenbacker Airport to go see her father.
Oh, very nice.
So, yes.
So, Rickenbacker, is that the Columbus airport?
Well, yeah, but it used to be just a military airport.
Oh.
And now there are a couple of airlines that fly out of it.
Oh.
Allegiant flies out of it, and she's going down to Florida. Her dad is not in good shape, so we need to have prayers for her father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, at least so she was able to get out on time. Nothing. It looks like it's sunny out. If I look at the little porthole they give me. Oh, great.
Yeah, everything's going to be great. But I'd like to know where you were when I was sitting in my window at 6 o'clock this morning waiting for you.
No, that's now listen. You were nice enough to call and nice enough to be doing me a favor that we were talking about. But in fairness, I was up early. I was out from say 5:45 till about 5 after 6, and you were not in the window.
Oh,
so I would check
what?
your watch because
God bless you. I went downstairs to get some coffee.
Okay, well, just so you know, because I was like up and I was out. And I was going, and you know what the first thing I thought was?
Huh.
Larry's taking another day off from work?
Well, that's what I thought,
yeah,
but
that was the first
no.
Thing. No. He was up and out. I saw.
Yeah.
So no, we're not announcing the segment. What are Brian and his neighbors up to at 6 a.m.? That is not the segment that we're announcing this morning. But yeah, as soon as when you weren't in the window, I was like, oh, Larry must have the day off, and so that's where I thought you were.
Oh, okay.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. Now, I thought Jen was calling in this morning. I don't know, but we have a new segment. I'll go ahead and throw it up on air. We have a new segment. Well, at least it's the segment is far. It's called Molly and Jen, right? Like kind of like Thelma and Louise, Starsky and Hutch, that kind of thing, without all the dramatic car chases, right? But we've got Molly and Jen. So here's what we're going to do. Molly has very graciously agreed, as has Jennifer, from IPM Nation has very graciously agreed to kind of call in every morning coming up and give updates, right? So that there are people that are allowed to call over to the hospital and figure out what's going on. But when we have the taped portions of our show, Molly and Jen will be having a conversation about what the doctor said, how things are going. So for those of you that might be interested in what my trip is turning out to be like over to the Columbus Cranium Shack and Drug Hut, Molly and Jen, we're going to produce 25-minute segments. We'll leave 5 minutes at the end of the show. And then Molly and Jen will be on starting, I suspect, starting Wednesday morning. Because, right, there'd be no update to give tomorrow. Right? Other than, Brian successfully navigated the highways over to the Columbus Cranium Shack. Brian
he walked out and went to Walmart.
Well, don't get me started. I have to tell you, especially with some of the things that go on, Molly, about having yet another brain surgery, there's a huge part of me that says, I wonder if I'll decide tomorrow to go through with it. Or do I just turn around, grab a plane, hop somewhere that's a lot of woods, and just sit and meditate, see if I can't, you know what I mean? See if I can't get rid of this whole, because I'll tell you, Sue will tell you, when it came time to have the shunt put in, they had to drag me kicking and screaming because it just, I just had a feeling that I shouldn't do it. So I'm anxious to see tomorrow if I actually go through with it or I decide a more holistic approach. But apparently the hole is a good bit bigger than, right? If all the meditation in the world could heal it, it would have by now.
And from my perspective, Brian, I've watched you now for a couple of years, and I see how you don't feel good. Yeah. And I see how it affects you. And I don't care what's going to take care of this, whether it's the surgery, whether it's meditation. I don't care what it is. I just want it gone.
Well, thank you, my friend.
I just want you to feel good.
Well, I'm on my way, I think. I like this doctor, right? And
right.
I most certainly trust his opinion. So that's where I am with it. I think that and I said to him, how many of these have you done? What's your success rate? What's this and that? And he basically says, look, because I remember the very first time Henry says, Ecuador's waiting, so get on the plane. Thank you very much. Rita, top of the morning to you all. I love your T-shirt. Thank you very much. Fate's nemesis, right? Because you know how I believe that destiny is different than fate. So fate's attempting the chop block of the 5th brain surgery now in 2.5 years. So we will we'll get on top of it. But I thank you for saying that, Mom, because it's to the point where I need just the laundry list of things, right? I need the laundry list of things that the swelling brings about. I need that to end. So one way or another, right, it begins tomorrow. And it's, when you think of it, it's Brian 5.0.
Right.
Right? Whatever comes out of tomorrow after all these surgeries, you had the Brian regular. Then you had the Brian 1.0 after the first surgery, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. So now this is version Brian 5.0. And I'm excited to see where it all leads for certain. But I wanted to tell folks that you'd be calling in and you'll be calling in and you'll be talking to Jennifer and you'll give an update on what's going on. You'll have access to all my stuff. So you'll be calling in and kicking around whatever the doctors, so that when you call over the nurses station, the nurses will give you the report. You'll be kicking around what's going on.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, I thank you so much for that, my friend. And I look forward. Ina, nice to see you. Hello as well. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. All right, Molly, I promised that I wouldn't hold you all morning long, so thank you so very much. Again, the segment is going to be called Molly and Jen, and Molly's just a salt-of-the-earth kind of person, so I'm looking forward, as I am looking forward to seeing you sometime tomorrow. I suspect maybe tomorrow or Wednesday you'll come down to the hospital. So thank you so very much for that, and she'll have, state-of-the-art not state of the art, but what is it? Real time reports, because she'll be right there at the hospital with me. And so I thank you very much for that. And we'll look forward to, well, I'll look forward to seeing you. Everyone else hopefully looks forward to hearing you and Jen in the Molly and Jen segment for, at least for the first week, right? And
for as long as it takes until you are back, my man.
Thank you, my friend, very much. All right, Molly, have an absolutely fantastic day. We'll see you soon.
All righty,
Okay,
bye-bye now.
All right, so there you have it. That is how how it's going to work out. We'll pre-record these shows, and then we'll have Molly and Jen will be hanging out to let you know what's going on, and those kind of things as we progress. So let's do this real quick, and then we will be right back. Yeah, let's do this.
What's on the menu for the next 30 minutes? Well, we play less music than any other radio station in the morning, guaranteed. That's our, if it's your favorite song, you'll never hear it here, promise.
You're listening to your snooze alarm sworn enemy, All Natural Being.
I do like the snooze alarm sworn enemy. I do like that, I have to tell you. All right, so in the final 20 minutes, we're going to open up the phones. If you want to give us a call, 833-646-3877, 833-MINDUPS. That's MINDUPS. Also, I'll throw out, or post up, as opposed to throw up, I'll post up our QR code. So if we're running a little late this morning, you go, I'd like to hang out for the final 20 minutes, the season finale of All Natural Being. Let's hope we make it back faster than Vikings reruns, because I like the show the Vikings too, but when they finally go off for the season finale, it seems like a year before they come back on. So let's hope it's not that. But here's the QR code. If you want to hang for the final 20 minutes before you head out the door, you most certainly can. Or you can give us a call, 833-MINDUPS, 833-646-3877. It's toll free. So why wouldn't you? All right, so here's what I thought we could do in the final 19 minutes or so of All Natural Being. And I put some notes down, which is uncharacteristic. Well, it's not uncharacteristic of me to lose a note card that I wrote down. Oh, here it is. So, if I were in the position to where I'd have to say, okay, great. So if you had to give your elevator pitch, if you had to give your sense, this was your final ability, right, to be able to communicate exactly what it is that you thought about life. And so I know, right, because I've come out many times in the past and said, don't have a bucket list, don't set goals. And everyone, their brother's like, how do you know where you'll end up if you don't have goals? The people just line up to take, I'm like a piñata, right? They just line up to take a swing at you when you come out against goals. So here's what I would like to suggest in our closing minutes together. Take a 20-minute victory. Remember, your day is divided by 72 20-minute chunks, like a piece of Easter pie, right? It's divided into 72 different segments. So for just 20 minutes, give this a shot. And all I'm simply saying is that that if you're oriented to anywhere outside of the now, you're missing those opportunities. You're absolutely missing the opportunity. So that's what I want to get to. All right, let's take a quick call and see. Good morning. Thank you for calling All Natural Being. Who's this?
Cheerio, this is Fallout Bob.
Fallout Bob, how are you, sir?
Oh, splendid.
Splendid, good. Hey, any
Splendid,
chance...
how are you this morning, sir?
I'm doing great. How's everything going with that Brexit thing, right? I know that, a lot of people are up in the air over there, Fallout Bob, about Brexit. Any breaking news that you can offer us, or is it just status quo over the weekend?
Oh, well, you know how it is. Nothing ever changes.
Nothing ever changes. I believe that.
Nothing ever changes.
Hey, so have you bumped into that Lee Rowley character in a while? Have you talked to him? What's he up to?
Oh, would you like to talk to him? I'm going to see if I can hunt him down.
Yeah, see if you can round him up for me, would you? See if he's there.
Jolly good.
Jolly good. Thank you. And thanks for calling, Fallout Bob. I super appreciate it.
people in mass these days. What's up, my friend?
Not much, Lee. What are you up to?
Well, I just wanted to give you a call and, like all of us listening this morning, wish you the best of speedy recoveries and all that good stuff for your trip to the Columbus Cranium Shack and Spa Emporium tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thank you so much, brother. I super appreciate it. And, it's weird, Lee. Not weirdly. It's strange. No, not strangely. It's so I got a really nice letter, and I'll throw this out to you. I got a really nice letter from Kei Naramatsu and his wife Jean and his sister Susan, and in the letter it was 200 and some odd people from, and I think it's the United Methodist Church in Geneva, Illinois. And they had done like a prayer group, right, where they're sending out good vibes and this and that, and we're praying for a speedy recovery and to do this. But here's 200 strangers, didn't know who I was, and I got a signed card from 200 people. Because Kei Naramatsu, just a great guy, said, we'll do this in the men's prayer group or whatever. And I'm super appreciative of it. I'm super appreciative of their time and their effort, and as I believe in the quantum field, their absolute energy. But I have to tell you, brother, I always lead with those 4 words, thy will be done. And whether you take it in a religious connotation or you take it in a scientific connotation, as you know, I can tend to blend the two. I appreciate all the prayers. I appreciate all the well wishes. And for me, it's just thy will be done, right? That it turns out exactly the way it's supposed to. Whatever the outcome is. Right? So I know that's a little weird, but it will work out the way it works out. And I've never asked to have my luck sugar-coated. I've never asked, right, to have an outcome other than, right, the Tao follows its own path. So for me, that's, I'm super appreciative of it. I'm super appreciative of everyone's great wishes. And just know that I believe, that I thank you for that. And I also believe on top of that, that it will be what it will be.
Absolutely. I mean, there's something very freeing about being able to say, let's see where this goes.
Listen, and I'm very excited about it. I have to tell you, and as I'm busy writing my letters today and making my calls and everything else, I have a certain, I don't want to say giddy up, but I have a certain, all right, let's just see what's going to go down. It's time to lift your kilt. Show me your cards. So in a way, I'm very excited about that.
Well, I can't blame you there. But, I do want you to be awake and cognizant when I'm being assaulted with crappy pop music.
Oh, yeah. Can you tell us a little
on your behalf?
Can you? Yeah, you know what? And I thank you so much. You're always doing all kinds of stuff on my behalf. So thank you very much. But give everybody an idea of what you're doing, what you've got going on, and again, I laugh. You've missed your calling as a stand-up comedian. I laugh every time I see your pictures and your posts over on Facebook. What do you got going on?
Well, here's the problem. Only like 10 people think I'm funny, so it's really not a sustainable career path. So what we're doing is I'm not a fan of pop music in much of any genre. I'm okay with the 80s stuff.
Right.
But, so I thought, okay, I'll throw that in as an option. I thought, okay, I'll do an a-thon. And what people wanted me to do was listen to as many crappy pop music songs as I possibly can, and then pledge per song, right? A nickel, a dime, whatever.
Whatever it is, sure.
So I'm going to start this at 6 o'clock on Friday night.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go until I start sticking forks in my ears. So that's on my Facebook page. So, the pickup's been a little slow on pledges. So if you feel like watching me, suffer, then, go plunk down a nickel or a dime a song or something, and then I'll send you the Zoom link. So I can't publish it because we're actually playing copyrighted music, and I don't want to get into all that.
Right. You don't want the YouTube police coming after you.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a multi-user Zoom link, and people can drop in as they want or not.
Well, absolutely send me the link. I want to drop it. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Not to mention a great commercial for Zoom, right? That's a great. I have to tell you. Oh, and I should thank you. A common friend of ours. What is it? Not common, but you know what I mean. A friend of ours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone that we share in common. Pradeep Sangha had me on his podcast the other day, and I had never been on Zoom. It was amazing how easy it really was. The computer hijacked everything. Oh, would you like us to work on your audio? Yes. Would you like us to work on your video connections? Sure, while you're at it. Would you like a sandwich? No, I'm good.
Right.
I ate lunch. But Zoom did everything. So it was really something else. So I'll look forward to that. Now, here's the thing. Because as you know, right, there's very few things that I see, but Friday night is the 2-hour season finale of no, not that. What is the name of the show that I like so much? See, this amnesia's killing me. What's the name of the show with James Spader, the bad guy? Blacklist. Thank you, Lee. Blacklist. Yeah, it was right. He's such a bad guy. Right. It's weird because you'd think starting out in life, one of my first professional jobs was as a cop. You'd think I'd root for the good guys, but I think he's like a blend of good and bad. Right. I think like he's like in that movie London Falling, where the main actor, goes after one of the terrorists, and the actor that's the president says, "Was that really necessary?" And he goes, "No, not at all." Right? So he's the blend of a good guy and a bad guy, but you find yourself rooting for him. So I will tune in to the Zoom link that you send Friday night, 8, 9, 10 at 10:01 Eastern, just so you know.
Fair enough, and I can see why the Blacklist comes first. I can appreciate moral fluidity, so I'm all good there.
Yeah, I'm all over fluidity, right? I got a spinal fluid leak, but here's the thing: it's not that I'm putting it number one. I just want to see you get your sea legs, get into it a little bit, right? If I zoom in right at 6 o'clock, you'll be like, "This is a layup," right? But I want to be there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you want to catch me about 6 hours in after I'm ready to start grabbing pointy things. So yeah.
Well, listen.
Well, cool. Yeah, definitely do that, and I'll put that link up on Facebook for anybody else that
and
wants
put it
to
here in the
drop by.
feed.
But yeah, we're going to do this little stunt, and all of the proceeds go to Brian's brain trust.
Well, thank you, my friend, very much. And I should say in advance, please thank Carla. Did you at least get her like one of those Bose noise-canceling headsets, or are you just going to give her the, the range earplugs? What is she doing to kind of get through this, right? Because she's around on a Friday night, or is she just going to go out and have a glass of wine with friends?
She's the one encouraging everybody to add songs, and I think she's probably added a good third of them herself. So yeah, she's relishing in this.
Okay, well, I have to ask.
She's going to enjoy it.
I have to ask, because I know you guys are tight. Speaking of moral fluidity, is Rick Astley going to have any songs in the track? In your group? He is.
I've taken a peek. Rick Astley is in there. Chris Angel is in there.
Ooh.
Kansas.
Ooh, Kansas! Wow, look at that.
Yeah, the chick with the bubble butt. No, there's too many of those. Ariana Grande.
Great.
So we're going multi-generational.
Oh, very cool.
Crap here. So we're not just sticking in one decade here.
Well, thank you, brother, very much for putting yourself in harm's way, I guess is the only way to put it, really, right? For putting yourself in harm's way on behalf of the Brian Brain Trust. And please put the link up here in the thread, and then text me right away, because believe me, if I make it out of this, out of my horizontal time tomorrow, I will absolutely be tuning in Friday night. And I cannot thank you enough. Please thank Carla for me. And I'll talk to you a little bit later. Sounds good. All right, Lee. Thanks for everything, brother. All right, man. Bye now. All right, so Lee Rowley, just an all-around, great guy. He's going to be torturing himself by having people pledge the pop music that he has to listen to, and it's just hysterical. All right, so in our closing 7 minutes, I want to get back to that. Oriented outside of the now, right? you're always missing the opportunities. And if you stop and think about having a prescription, right? A prescription, something that you want to do. As Sandberg says, hope is an echo. It bids you yonder, yonder, yonder. There's always some carrot at the end of the stick. That's a prescription. But if you have, as opposed to that, your perception, what you think of in this particular moment in all of time, what are the divine fingerprints of providence? Where is it? Right? That if you believe in the cognitive cairn, I saw one just driving around yesterday where all the rocks are stacked on each other to give you an idea of where to go in the wilderness. I believe that life is full of cognitive cairns, but we spend so much time, right, on our prescriptions that we've been conditioned. It's not about being conscious anymore, right? Everyone talks about, would you like a 37-week course on higher consciousness? No higher consciousness. All the higher consciousness cartel, they're all over believing, you have to be higher than you are. You have to be better than you are. You have to be, it's all baloney. It's not about higher consciousness. I root, and as I say every day, good morning, Dana. Well, I don't say good morning, Dana, every day, but Dana Lee, thank you so very much. Don't forget, Dana's coming up pretty soon, 106.3 FM, and it's going to be called The Real Deal. Don't forget. And you know what, Dana, if you're here in the thread, will you post a link to that as well so people know how they'll be able to get in touch with you? But outside of this particular moment, just accept the moment. Don't come up with excuses for it. Don't come up with, or reasons to bet against the reality of this particular moment in all of time. You don't need any reasons to be called out of where whether you call it synchronicity or you call it destiny or you call it circumstance, happenstance, any of the things that you could, serendipity, all the things going down in this particular moment, in this instant, in all of time. Are you going to be proactive and go, hey, I'm going to take whatever the universe throws at me, or are you going to continue to be programmed? Right? Does it come down? Are you going to be conditioned in that programming? Or are you going to be conscious of what's going down right now in this particular moment in all of time? Right? Because oriented outside of the now, oriented outside of where you are, it's not just a crazy scheme that was created at the beginning of the human mind, not just a crazy scheme. Maybe then when there's lions and tigers and leopards and everybody else running around all over the place, maybe that was a big deal. But now in this day and age, be conscious as opposed to conditioned. And even just for the 20 minutes, as I started off saying this, 20 minutes, just prove me wrong. Just for the next 20 minutes or at some point today, 20 minutes, see if I'm not telling the truth, that it's better to be proactive than programmed. I'm programmed to believe that I should set goals, right? I'm programmed to believe that I should set conditions as opposed to being consciousness, that I should that I should set some type of prescription, right? As opposed to the perception of the moment, in this particular moment, in all of time. And it infuses you with the strength. It infuses you, as I say all the time about the natural resources. You have your natural resources, your grit, your agility, your stamina. It infuses you with that all over again. Because here's the closing point I'd like to make. I believe that the universe sits up and takes notice when you and I sit up and take notice. That the divine pays attention when you and I pay attention. But think about it. If you've tried to reach out to someone or you've tried to call someone and you've tried 12, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, 4 dozen times, after a while you just go, screw it. I don't even want to deal with it anymore. Well, it's my belief, my heartfelt belief in what portions of my brain that are left. It's my belief that it's the same thing with the universe. The same thing, the universe goes, why do I keep presenting the cognitive cairns? Why do I keep presenting all the tips, the tricks, the techniques, all the little secrets in this particular moment, and all he or she is going to do is ignore me? I'd rather call someone that gets how this whole game works, that gets the labyrinth of life, the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, the pivots, the swerves, the flukes, the whims, the sheer synchronicity and serendipity of it all. I'd rather waste my time placing a call for someone that's actually going to pick up and not send me to voicemail. Now, I know that sounds a little corny, but I promise you that when you live yourself oriented to anything other than the now, you and I are setting ourselves up for heartache. We're setting ourselves up for failure and have an absolute belief that this particular moment in all of time has the key to your happiness. And physiologically, we know that's the case. Your body's like, what? I don't need all the stress of worrying about yesterday or wondering about tomorrow. I'm just trying to live right now, right? Pay attention to your breath. Pay attention to the signs that your body's giving you. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap. Thank you all for 450 some odd, seven, I think we said now, 457 episodes, and it's because of you we remain number one, so that when we record these shows for this week, probably next week, at the very least, know that I'll be thinking about you all, and that I super appreciate everything you've done to help us to continue to keep, not just keep number one, but just even the motivation to do it. So thank you all so very much. I'll look forward to catching up with you, whether it's in this life or another. I'll look forward to catching up with you very soon. Have an absolutely fantastic day.
You've been listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy.
Join us live every Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 a.m. Eastern.
Also, check us out around the clock at allnaturalbeing.com.
Until then, always remember to bring your own bold.
IPMNation.com.